And here we go. Now,
Into it. You're making this sound way worse than what you try to gas this. Try to put a battery in somebody's back,
listen,
and I'm not gonna let you do it.
I'm not gonna stand for it. Is what it is.
No,
Listen, I'm a showman. We have a segment to sell. I'm selling it.
fair
But
enough.
here's
Fair
but
enough.
here's the deal. Okay, so I numbered them in order
Mm.
so that we didn't
You want to
gang up
build?
on we didn't gang up on anybody. You know what I'm saying? If there
Fair
were
enough.
replies or more comments to the same video, I kept it in a string. We'll explain. Okay.
Mm.
First and foremost, I want to thank Mom, not our mom, but FT Mom for her comments. And we'll get to that in just a second. So let's bring up here it's social media comments. We're talking about it here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up our first comment that we're going to talk about here.
Let's
Boom.
see. Let's see it.
Says, oh, okay. So this was, let me pull up so that I have reference myself as to what the comment was addressing. So on the Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat short, well, they're all
Uh
shorts
oh.
basically. It said, "Who will win the box office?" We had a comment at Making Bones Doing Dirt. Previous Street Fighter movie was pretty terrible. They
Yeah.
already know how to make stellar MK movies. Now,
Enough said. Enough said. That's my
now,
point.
now, hold on a second, okay? Everything that this man said was 100% subjective. Okay, it's neither here nor there. Previous Street Fighter movie was pretty terrible. Okay, it wasn't going to win an Oscar. I get it, but Raul Julia did his thing. Everybody tried. They already know how to make stellar MK movies. This is where I have my issue. Stellar?
Yes.
If you want to say they're better than Street Fighter, I'll co-sign that. Stellar?
Yes.
The first two movies or the last movie we just saw? I don't
Yes.
know. Is that yes?
What,
So I
what are we
don't know.
talking here? Are you comparing this to the Notebook, or are you comparing this to other video game movies?
Are you asking me or him? Because he's the one
Who
who
the
wrote the.
fuck? He can't respond. I'm doing a pod with you, not
I'm,
making bones doing
but
dirt.
I don't know what he's referencing. They already know how to
I'm
make a. I don't know what he's
asking
comparing it.
you.
Okay.
Are we? If we look at it, because I'm saying I'm agreeing with Stellar, so I'm
Okay.
agreeing it with my perspective on that. And are we comparing it to the Titanic, or are we comparing it to other video game movies?
I if you want to say that the MK series is stellar, I will put it a notch below the Titanic, but I will put it a notch
Okay,
above
are
the
putting it with all movies.
but I will put it one notch above the original Super Mario Brothers movie. It's better than that, for sure. In comparison to those
Yeah,
movies, it's stellar.
I want to argue that, but I haven't. Well, you mean you said the first Super Mario movie?
The first one with John
Oh,
Leguizamo
bro,
and
that movie was ass.
yeah,
Yeah, he makes a great point. Let's not die on this hill. Yes, it was. I think the MK movies are actual watchable movies, where the Street Fighter one to me was not. So
okay,
he nailed it. Absolutely,
all right.
he is
Well,
correct.
number two, same video says, "Why does this guy act like such an expert? He's a
And
full-grown
expert.
loser. The subject matter is the tell." Now I just
Wait,
remembered something.
well, hold on. Wait. Is he talking shit about you? Or is
Yeah,
he talking shit
yeah.
about me? Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go back to the first guy for a second because I just remembered something. I
Got
forgot to
hit.
say I forgot to say this at the beginning of the episode, at the beginning of the segment. So as I said in the build up to the segments, if you were positive or constructive, we're going to welcome you into the squad of O. Okay, you can have the conversations with us. You're in the group. We'll hear you out. Okay, so for making bones doing dirt, since Dave definitely agrees with you, I don't have a problem with what you said. I just, it's neither here nor there. It's part of the conversation to be had. So making bones dirt,
Hell yes.
hell yes, he is in. Okay, hell yes. Now, this dickweed right here. Why does this guy act like such an expert? He's a full-grown loser,
And
huh?
and
And the
you can't
subject.
you can't be so angry you typo in a comment.
Why does this guy act like such an expert? He's a full-grown loser. The subject matter is
Space
the
period.
okay. Space period. Okay. So Bella Schwevitz, I guess we can say. Is this are we to assume that you are of the female persuasion with the Bella part? So we're gonna keep the grammar aside for just a second because that's an easy one to destroy you on. We're not gonna do that. What I don't like personally is that you have accused me of being a full-grown loser.
Mm.
Now I may not be in the fittest shape I've ever been in my life.
Oh,
I don't keep it 100% tight. But
I thought he was referring to your booty hole.
How dare that? You better not be referring to this booty hole. This booty hole's never been tighter in its
He
life.
said you looser than a muff. You grown ass loose too. Full grown.
Full grown loose is some otherworldly shit right there. That's crazy.
Man.
Now the subject matter being the tell. So I'm going to safely assume, based on this person's IEP, that when they said looser, they meant loser.
Yeah,
which I still take offense to, because of the following comment of the subject matter is the tell. So we're losers because we're talking about Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, two of the biggest franchises, video game history, and two movie franchises that spanned over 30 years. Which, by the way, I have gotten thousands and thousands of hit on this content because those hashtags are for Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
And it's, yes, absolutely. Genius.
So it's
smart marketing.
Yes. So it seems like we're losers for jumping on the wave of multi-billion-dollar companies as they push the product through. I tell you what. We already showed you what happens when you get into the Squad of O. Here's what happens when you don't.
Ew.
You've got doo-doo energy, so we're passing you by, Bella. Enjoy that fit, tight, loose little butthole of yours somewhere else. Hit the bricks, kid. We don't need you. We're moving on to number 3 here. This was on TKO, never planned to let the New Day finish. This was a clip that involved me. It was a few seconds long, but it was basically my assessment of the idea that when TKO went to the negotiating table, they kind of already had it in their head that they did not want to, move forward with the New Day. So they lowball them. They play the game and the whole deal. So this person, at Kevin Age, 2332. Now, I don't know if that indicates that they are 2,332 days old or if they were born in the year 2,332, in which case, if you traveled back 300 and
you might have some weight to this that he knows something we don't.
Yeah, if you traveled back 308 years just to tell me that my take on the New Day was the shit, I feel like you're using time travel irresponsibly. I feel like if you could have done some really good with your ability to time travel and avoid some other shit. Like, for instance, the purchase of WWE by TKO in the first place. Like, you could have just stepped in and said, guys, no fucking way. I'm from the year 2332, and let me tell you, WWE is extra crap now. You think it's bad in 2026? It is the shit right now. And you can go ahead and you can stop it. But no, you want to ridicule us instead. So they said, such a ridiculous take. He's saying that I have a ridiculous take. The New Day just won the tag titles last year at WrestleMania. After they lost it, they both kept getting injured for months. We don't know how they would have been used if they decided to stay. Nobody knows. TKO, I want you to know firsthand here on the OUM network on Orsini's Uncensored Mind that Kevin H has hit the nail right on the head, folks. They should, both Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, should without a doubt keep both of their seven-figure salaries, if for no other reason. They won the tag titles at last year's WrestleMania. That's it. That's all the business that you need to know about this contract negotiation. They won the tag team titles last year. They instantly, that there shouldn't even, what contract negotiation? What are you talking about? We beat the War Raiders at WrestleMania last year for the tag titles. We're obviously seven-figure fucking guys. Okay?
Mm.
So the reason why I made that point about them already coming to the table had absolutely nothing to do with any of the malarkey and the garbage that he wrote in this comment. Because they won the tag titles at WrestleMania. Who gives a shit when you're talking about millions of dollars? Okay? Especially after we just said, how many weeks in a row have we said, Dave, they don't even give a shit about the tag team division as a whole. They don't even give a fuck about it. They tried,
but that's dead now. It's dead. Like I believe it'll never come back.
Then they both kept getting injured. How does that help your case? What do you think is going to happen moving forward as they age? They're going to be injured less? And then we don't know how they would have been used if they decided to stay. Nobody knows. When they weren't injured, what were they doing? Nothing.
And we went over the fact that when we talked about contracts, I believe in this episode, about when I am investing in you, it's what I see you doing in the next 5 years, not what you did in the past 5 years.
Yeah, you got paid for what you did before.
So already. If anything, you kind of proved the point to the take.
Yeah.
Because you just said past accolades and that you have no idea what their future looked like, which completely proves the take in the first place.
Yeah. In his defense of the New Day, he completely destroyed them. Because a former WWE...
In the context of which we spoke and laid out the guideline to the meeting of the contract.
He's in agreement.
You, Kevin, you accidentally agreed with him.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
Good job, Kevin. Well done. And on your way out,
Ew.
Ew to you, Kev. Ew. That is doo-doo energy. We're moving forward. We're getting off Kev.
Good enough.
All right. TKO never planned to let the New Day finish. It's the same video and a different comment underneath. It's from Jason Stevens, M-7S. He states, why would they want the New Day? They've been completely done for years now. Wow. It's been a charity act since COVID. Nobody.
Oh God, this guy's killing them.
He's going in. Nobody cares. He should have put an exclamation point on that. That would have sold it. I wouldn't have offered them a chance to hit up catering one last time.
Oh my God.
Smoke. Oh, now here's the deal. This is a super negative comment.
Hold on. To whom though?
That's what I'm saying.
He on my side.
But
we need gunslingers like this over here.
He wasn't flaming us. You know what I'm saying?
You got to keep the shooter in the tuck. Bring him over here.
Jason brought the heat.
He did.
But it wasn't on us. So I will file this under constructive conversation. Now, do I agree with what he said? No, this is a bit far.
The pendulum just swung in the other way. I think. The first comment was New Day a charity act, but I love the energy. I love the energy. Keep it up. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to stay neutral. I want you to go hard. But for me, I wouldn't call him a charity act. But
that was a bit much. He said, since COVID, nobody cares. Jesus Christ. God damn, Jason, slow down. Save some pussy for the rest of us.
Crazy.
Holy shit. So since he really didn't flame us,
he's in.
Bring him in.
Hell yes. He's in. You're in, buddy. We need more guys like you on the front lines.
There's no friendly fire. All right, no friendly fire. I already you're a loose cannon. I can see it already.
No, you
Keep
can't
it going the other way.
You can't tame this beast. You can't tame Jason Stevens.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we know who we hired, bro. That's it. we know what we're doing here.
Whatever,
okay, here we go. So I kept these two together. Well, I kept this one together because I guess he wrote what he felt like writing and then ran out of space. So
fair enough.
Commented under that. So Chili Willy here on the video concerning Michael Jackson, the 6-year-old prodigy. This is a short clip where we discussed the fact that he was a prodigy in music, that he started very, very young. He was 6 years old with the Jackson 5. He shares a story with us. He says, I was a 12-year-old 8th grader when I first started to hear the unfamiliar voices of Michael and Jermaine and Jackson 5 songs on the radio in late 1969. So he's an OG. He's an OG.
Damn. Okay.
He didn't, when he heard that clip, he didn't just hear us. He felt it.
He felt it. He felt it. His eyes closed.
To him, it's not a take. It's a memory. He's going back.
Listen, well, let's hear him out then. Let's hear him out.
Said,
He was there.
He said the photos and linear notes on their first album's front and back covers gave us our first, and I didn't catch that there. So as a person who saw the Jackson 5 from the beginning of their time in the music spotlight in October 1969, as a 12-year-old eighth grader, it's just too hard to duplicate the impact the whole group made on the music industry up until, and I guess there's more. I forgot to hit to read more, but he's going in. I like the fact I like comments like this. I like comments like this when they start going in like on their own personal takes about the topic. I like that. See, this is what I mean when I say like adding to the conversation, right? Where it's just like that's something I could have very easily, like if we would have been live doing the Michael convo, like I would have put that up on the screen. That's pretty dope. So we're gonna go ahead and hell yes, Chili Willy. You're in, Chili Willy. We're good to go. Okay. So this one is very
short and sweet.
This one's very simplistic. I put this one in here on purpose because it said the dark future of WWE's TKO's new business blueprint revealed. This is a 2-minute clip of me basically breaking down how I feel that this is going to go down for TKO. And I went very in depth about the plans of TKO, about how they plan to keep WWE and bleed it dry and then sell it to the Saudis. I laid out this whole plan that I thought was going to happen. Very elaborate. To which J. Rod Numero simply wrote, facts. And J. Rod, I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I tell you that segment specifically has lived in my head rent free since you said it. And it's making a lot of things when I'm looking like my brain is reaching and overlooking, right? It's like once you see it, you can't see it. But there's a weird, I think we'll kind of go over this a little bit when we get into our later segment, but like there's strong, quick, weird pivots happening right now. It's obvious.
And we're going to talk about some of those when we go to the Backlash pay-per-view review at the end, because there was some very noticeable changes made.
Very noticeable. Did you watch Raw?
Thematically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Crazy.
So
this is weird.
There's some changes that was made, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on, though. But thank you, J-Rod, for facts. All right. This one was for the Michael Jackson's quirks, the strange side of a global icon. We kind of broke down some of the things that Michael was known for that was a little on the weird side. The chimpanzee, the skin tone. We kind of went in a little bit. And so Al Smith, clean up ENT. I'm assuming he means entertainment, but it reads more like ear, nose, throat. So I'm thinking he's more of a doctor. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, he wrote in true doctor form, mind your remarks. Silence your fat zazz up about Michael, space. He had a skin disorder. Now, just very quickly. This was one of several clips that I have posted about the Michael Jackson segment we did last week. And there's more to come. On about 3 of those clips that I posted, we mentioned he had vitiglio disease. We mentioned that it was a disease that had symptoms that was beyond his control. The one clip that he commented on, I double checked. I watched it again. I did not mention, or you did not mention, neither of us mentioned vitiglio in the clip.
That particular
clip, we did not mention it. In fact, we kind of clowned him on it. So Al comes out of nowhere to defend his boy.
He stands for Michael. I get it.
He stands for it. And I respect it. But here's the problem that I have. How fucking dare you talk about my fat sass in the comments? First of all, PHAT, that's a compliment, fat. That's not the fat you meant.
Oh, wait, maybe this means something different then.
No. Silence is not positive. When someone starts a conversation off with silence, no one has ever said, silence, you look beautiful today. It's never happened. Silence is always followed by some disrespectful shit. And that's what happened here, first and foremost. He wrote ass backwards and then followed it by two Z's, which assumes that
Code. It's code.
it makes me feel like he's both dyslexic and narcoleptic.
Nah,
So
maybe he thought it would have
so
blocked
he
his
wrote-
comment. So
he wrote it backwards and then he fell asleep while he was writing and then woke up and wrote up to let us know that he was up about Michael, which now and he stands for his boy. He didn't even spell Michael right, bro. And then the space he had, maybe that he had another he. Maybe it's a he, like Michael. I can't tell.
Like
Maybe
Michael.
he deleted it. Yeah.
Hey,
He had a skin disorder.
okay.
Yeah, well, guess what?
Ew.
Ew for you, my guy. You're not going to talk shit about my Zaz on the internet and think you're going to get away with it. You're not joining the squad of vote with that attitude. I want you to, if you were standing for us, you'd be on. But you're going to sit here and grammar it up. Fuck you. Here we go. Michael Jackson's unmatched success and global impact. Here we go. At Rubend9391. Aside from being the most awesome artist the world has ever seen, a contributing factor to his invincibility, GOAT, is the fact that he came on the scene before the internet and went out before modern internet. Wow.
That's a good take.
That's a good take. That's a
good
strong
take.
take. That's a strong take. That's a strong take. In fact,
Hell yes.
You're in, brother.
I like that.
This is somebody who's obviously lived through it. He
Mm.
was speaking from the heart.
A little bit of jealousy. A little bit of jealousy in there.
I mean,
A little bit of like, I wish I wasn't around during this damn internet
Yeah.
time. Like I wish I could go out like that.
no, but that's a flex. He's right. Because even to this
Yeah.
day, Michael is one of the best-selling artists of all time, and he did it before it was clicks and buttons. You had to go to the store to pick up his shit. Back in his day, you needed to have effort to listen to the music you was listening to. That's why back in the day, you ever walked into somebody's house and they had a large collection of either vinyls or tapes or whatever or 8-tracks or whatever from that time period. That was impressive because this motherfucker went out, found locations to buy the shit, spent the bread, brought it back to the house, curated that shit. How many times did you used to walk into your boy's house and just see crates with just vinyls and just oh man, beautiful stuff. So he's in, brother. He's in.
Hey, you didn't give him a bit.
Yeah, I did. I'll give him
Give him
two.
another one because I didn't
Yes.
fucking hear it. There we go. Let's go. Hell yeah,
So-
that's a good take.
So this was for the BTS conversation. Are talking BTS with me and Steph. We were talking about the guys from BTS. We were talking about the upcoming tour. We broke a lot of shit down. This is a standout comment for me because me and Steph spend a lot of time on the internet looking up BTS stuff. And this particular comment, the 7 Kings with the 7 Purple Hearts, is on almost every one of these videos. You ain't shit on the internet until you get these 7 fucking hearts. And we got them here on Orsini's Uncensored Mind. We got 7 hearts. RM, Jin, V, Jimin, Jungkook, Sugar, and I always forget the last guy, but that's okay. They're all. So here we go. Another one here. New Kids on the Block changed the halftime show. This was an interesting comment when we did this for the Super Bowl here. Jade McLaren, 6'7", If I'm not mistaken, the halftime show was interrupted due to the Desert Storm war starting. The guys and New Kids on the Block have asked for a do-over since then, and U.S. blockheads didn't get to see the show. I'm all for it. Love me some New Kids. Update. Sorry, it was announcing the end of the Gulf War. My apologies. You see that?
Double back and corrected his history. It's
She
cool.
checked her own work, came down, didn't even edit. Just completely did a whole new fucking update to it.
Yep.
Took accountability. Guess what?
Hell yes.
Hell yeah, you're in, Jade. Don't you worry about it. We love women that can take accountability for their actions. I love it. We need more.
I love how you male chauvinist stick that shit up. I love that.
No male
That's good.
chauvinistic
Double down.
method.
Hey, let's go. Double down. Go ahead.
Accountability is a rare thing in this world. I love it when I see it. I'm just giving props. That's all it
Hey,
is.
my wife hates it when I say that shit. So
Oh, my wife hates it too, but that's all right. She's gonna
okay,
hear,
that's all right. So you know what you're doing. Good enough.
to hear it anyway. Just like,
I stand behind you, dude. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's keep on.
he's like, yeah, I stand behind you, 12 feet behind you, man. All right, here we go. At Jimmy Mac 7298. When it comes to this is a conversation that we had about the console wars being over. I actually always wanted this. I think this was after one of your points about the different consoles now linking together where players can play with each other regardless of which console or which apparatus that they have. So I actually always wanted this. Games should be able to be played by everyone. I wonder what the idiots online who gush over one system are going to try and shame others who don't play the system they play on. I'm sure the fanboys will find something. Boom. Hold on 1 second. Where is it? There it is. Jimmy Mac out here throwing the shade, throwing the gauntlet for all you tiny PP video gamers out there who keep messing with people because of your preferences. Jimmy,
hell yes,
you're in, big guy.
Great comment.
Yep. Great stuff. Because it's a valid point too. It's a valid point. What will you have to complain about now?
That's exactly how they behave. So it is what it is.
All right. SP Spitty in the hizzy on the same video, console wars being over. I like that everyone can play together on most games, but let's be for real, Xbox for the W. Now again, in that particular conversation when we were talking about the Helix, this was some new information coming out. This is a new system coming out. This guy seems to be excited, but he's still on board with the cross-platform play. Yeah, what do you think? You think he's throwing shade? You think he's in?
No, he's not throwing shade. I mean, he's wrong, but that doesn't mean he's throwing shade.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And it's okay to be wrong. That's how we learn. See, you jump out the window like this, you get ridiculed, you feel bad, you start thinking bad thoughts about yourself, but you recover. You know what I mean? You get better, then you go buy a PC and realize anything you play on your Xbox can be played exactly the same on a PC with better graphics. Although I will give him the benefit of the doubt. It is relatively a lot more expensive to do a build today than a few years ago. So fine, but
so Xbox for the W.
It's okay. Look, he's cool. You know what I mean? He can come over here. He all right.
Yeah, he's in. Okay, let's go ahead.
He likes what he likes. You know what I mean?
There you go. Good one. There you go. He's in. All right, we're keeping the energy up. Oh, here we go. This is the one where Dave's character was being questioned. Here we go. On the clip.
The words. You made that shit sound crazy.
I told you it wasn't going to be that bad. On the clip where you explained that you don't like shows about children, okay? I think this was
the Stranger Things?
Yes, this was the Stranger Things conversation where you're like, you didn't really get into Stranger Things because you just don't like shows about children. And Cullen Farron, 3750, eloquently wrote, weird take. Just weird take, bro.
What's weird about it?
So here's the thing. I'm going to give you a chance right now to jump off that soapbox.
I don't.
I'm going to give you a chance.
Your title, that shit is fucking crazy. That shit is crazy. I don't like shows about children. I'm not gonna hold you. Okay, hold on. No, pause. Because you told me the other day off camera, sometimes your clips, the clips been doing really good. A lot of the big clips, it's what you're saying. Bro, it's my bullshit with your titles. That's why, because you got me out here looking fucking. I bet people think I hate EO Sky to this day. Never have, but those titles are doing something. But go ahead. That title is fucking crazy.
Well, for the record, it's guaranteed to not get his flag. Because the beginning of it simply writes, do not like shows about children. There it is. I'm a full-grown adult man, and I watch shows with fully grown cast members. That's it. So Cullen, you know what? Cullen, is he in or is he out? He came for you. You want to know?
Nah, he's cool. He's cool. Like, listen, if he... There's 1,000 other ways he could have argued that would have been weird. he's good. I mean, it's a weird take. Hey, listen,
simple route.
Hey, listen, bring him in. Then I can elaborate what I mean more, and then maybe we can understand each other. You know what I mean? He didn't do nothing crazy though. I'm here to build.
So
I'm not trying to break nobody down. There you go. Bring him in.
Hell yes.
He's in. We'll figure it out, bro. No, trust me, it's not as weird as you think. Watch the whole segment. The whole segment is there. He goes into great detail as to what bothers him about the kids. Just go ahead and go back.
Listen.
Okay, this was the start of a conversation. So this is like the next 3, right? So just follow along with me here, okay? On the clip, they had a full-blown conversation without us. It's amazing. Did Drew McIntyre lose more than the title on SmackDown? That was the name of the clip.
Okay, I remember.
So we had an issue with the fact that Cody was able to get a match right after the Chamber, considering that he just lost the Chamber. And that Friday, he's going to get a title match. So Steven writes, the stip in 3 Stages of Hell wasn't that Cody didn't get another shot. It's that he didn't get an immediate rematch. He had to earn it. Drew prevented him from earning it. That was the reason for Aldis making the match for SmackDown. Kyle replies, y'all keep saying this, but you can't circumvent the Chamber literally 1 week after it happened. If anything, that should have included at least some of the other participants. The title picture can't be all about Cody. To which Steven replies,
oh, they was going on. Okay.
The winner of the Chamber gets their shot at Mania. Cody didn't circumvent anything. If Drew wanted Cody to earn it, then he should have let Cody pass or fail on his own. Can't keep getting involved where you aren't supposed to be and then cry that you got screwed. Kyle states, I didn't say Cody did anything. I'm talking about from a booking perspective. It's just lazy. Steve writes, from a booking, this is the last of it. From a booking perspective, it still makes sense. Randy still has his shot at WrestleMania. Nothing has changed for the Chamber winner. If Drew had stayed out of Cody's business, there'd be no reason for Aldis to make the match. Blame Drew. You can't perpetually inject yourself where you don't belong and then play victim when it's reality. It's the consequences of your own actions. He got involved in 3 of Cody's matches. Okay? So that's where that conversation came to an end. And I didn't rebut with them. I simply put in the comments in the response to all this that we were going to bring this up on this specific episode, as in right now, on episode 355. So I would like to comment on everything that was just said here in the sense that, Steven, you are 100% correct.
I agree with him. Yeah.
Steven, you are 100% correct. You have nailed this to a T.
100%.
However, I don't think Kyle is off base from where he's coming from, because while technically everything you said, Steve, was completely accurate and no one can debate it, it does feel like Cody circumvented something based on the timing on how everything went down. Between the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania literally being weeks apart, I don't know if that specific Friday, the one right after the Chamber, was the appropriate time to just all of a sudden give Cody the title match, especially considering you made the match on the panel set. It wasn't like it was in the ring or a confrontation where everyone can see. It seemed like a quick and in a hurry decision, and then it automatically went into Friday. Now, if you're going to sit here and say, well, they wanted to build Cody and Randy, look at the build they gave us.
Hindsight, too. We got hindsight on that.
I know it's hindsight, but for us, it's hindsight.
No, I'm saying we have hindsight on our side right now to be able to look. Yeah, I got you. I'm with you.
We saw it as they gave it to us, but they made the decisions to do those things with Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll and muddying up everything long before they actually did it. So everything was according to their plan, which means they planned on it being early. And it wasn't like we thought, where they said, well, he lost the championship because he's going to go film a movie. Drew ended up spending several more weeks on WWE's television on the road for Jacob. He just took his break like a week ago. So you had time to develop getting Drew out of that situation. You could have done a lot more in that particular situation. I get where Steven's coming from, and he's got 100% correct. As a matter of fact, the next comment, Ace, I've never been a Cody fan. This is on the same video. I've never been a Cody fan personally. This is insane. They're munching him bad. And then this guy, Chris, wrote a goddamn book on all this shit. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because all it really comes down to is all this is one giant condescending message about what it's like to be a wrestler who's going off to film a movie. Like nobody in the comment section understood what that was. He just felt the need to go in there and say all that. Oh, and by the record, it's all for nothing because, as you mentioned earlier, hindsight being 2020, we didn't know he was going to film a movie when all this went down originally. We found out after the fact. So, as far as we go back here, Steven, go ahead.
Hell yes.
You're in.
Yeah, I mean, even the other. See, this is one. It's so weird being on like the outside of these because I'm usually like on the inside of these. But it's one of these weird moments where you're both correct, and for whatever reason, neither one of you understood that with each other.
No, I think
so. It's like a little bit of like a condescending back and forth. It wasn't that deep. It didn't feel like that deep for either one of them.
Yeah,
you could tell that like they both. It seemed like they both disagreed, but in actuality, like they're both correct.
Yeah,
it happened too fast. And here's the thing, although yes, Steven, you are correct. They can make sense of this. It does make sense if you think about it. But now you're talking about people like maybe yourself or even AJ. But think about dummies like me. I don't remember that shit. So all I'm seeing is an interference, a rematch call, and now a belt is dropped on SmackDown. And it could this could be to anybody else in the roster, not McIntyre. Because we've been talking for every single time the guy gets the belt, he loses it in a fucking weird way, and it's like they refuse to give him a run. And it wasn't until later that we heard about the movie thing, which now again in hindsight you're proving that they had time to do something else in the way that they did it. So you're both, I think you're both kind of right in your own perspective of things, but I think I'm more like seeing it Kyle's way than yours, because to me it was just too fast, even though it makes sense if you break it down and look at the history.
And that's why, Kyle,
hell yes,
you're in too, because you're fighting tooth and nail for it, and I get it. I'm here for it. As far as Ace goes, never really been much of a fan. They're munching him pretty bad.
Whoa, hold on. Hold on. Are you about to shit on him?
No.
Okay. I just didn't want you to hit the button before I made a case for him. Okay, good enough, because I like this one too.
No,
I
he gets
agree with this.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because this is base. I like this. This is a good comment as well.
No, he's going for it. He's getting his passion out. I absolutely love it. Now, this shit.
Ew.
No, Chris. No. I've never seen. It's been many years since I've seen someone be this thorough and still be this asinine. I don't understand how that happened. You wrote this whole essay right here. This is a dissertation on what it's like to make movies with wrestlers and all that. I don't have time for all that.
I like long reads. I like, but they it's got
to be useful.
You gotta have some good stuff in it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So Xbox Helix can be a massive win or a major letdown. Steven chimes in again. The Helix will make more PC players than anything. That's a bold prediction.
Which is good.
It's a bold prediction. I like that. Good. Let me go back for a second. Confirm. Yep, he's already in, so I'll just move forward with this. Steven again. He's becoming a fan.
He's lighting it up, dude. He's lighting up. I love it.
He's on fire.
Look, Andy got your approval. You didn't even got to read it. I see a little heart. Writing it out.
So before Drew McIntyre, it happened to Kurt Angle in 2001. I actually commented on this too. I'll tell you what I said. I said, hold on, you don't remember how the end of 2000 went for Kurt Angle? He didn't beat The Undertaker. He got a roll-up victory after Taker gave the last fight to Kurt's brother. Then he didn't win the Hell in a Cell match. He simply survived. Right place, right time. Then at the Rumble, Austin interfered and beat the hell out of Triple H, letting Kurt escape again. My response was, yes, he still won those matches using his integrity, his intensity, and his intelligence. And then he wrote something back about escaping or whatever. They're all, I know he's fucking around. They're all wins. For someone who was that thorough a second ago, to be saying all this like this is obviously jokey. But, listen, he had a hell of a run. That was the whole point of the whole deal. So I'm not going to hit the button. He already's in. So here we go. King Brian. Tag team wrestling is suffering on the indie level. That's what that's the clip that he commented on. So this is the worst year of tag teams. We don't see any tag champs anymore in AEW, WWE, or on the indie level. I haven't seen yet.
It goes deeper then. Okay.
He said, I haven't seen yet any team stand out yet. And you know what?
Hell yes.
I think you're in, buddy, because you're going to sit here and you're analyzing. You're doing the work. You're going to AEW. Oh, did I just X the whole thing out? You're doing the work. You know what I mean? He's doing the work. Oh, I know what happened. I X'd it out like a fucking idiot. You're doing the work, brother. And that's all you really can ask for. He's checking out AEW. He's checking out WWE. He's checking out the indies. He's doing his work. So you're in, brother. Don't you worry about that. You're in. Okay. On the possible WrestleMania 42 main events, we were running down the women's matches that could be main events or shouldn't be main events, whatever the case may be. Millicent Christian wrote down that he's picking Jade to keep the title. Whoopsie. But that's okay. You know what?
Hell yes.
You're in, brother, because you took the chance. You took the leap. You went with it. You didn't cower out, didn't pussy out. You went out there and stood on your business. Now, you were wrong, but God damn it, you stood on your business. I appreciate it. The real El Grande Americano, how he became a global sensation. We were putting over the fact that Ludwig Kaiser has been doing such a great job with the character. They have no intentions of taking it off of him. He's doing a spectacular job. And Buffalo chimes in, nah, crap. Bro, he is killing it, LOL. Absolutely. And if you're gonna be a fan of El Grande Americano, you're in, brother. That's right. Olay is in. Me and Steph were doing pricing strategy, even more by selling fewer tickets. So this was a clip where we broke down how sometimes pricing strategy can help you make more money, right? So if you're doing $20 seats and you sell 10 seats, you've made $200. But if you sell $100 seats and you sell 5 seats, you've made $500. So sometimes pricing up can still help you even if you don't sell out. That was an example of what we were trying to say about the WrestleMania tickets. Edgar Mota, complete with photo. So I do appreciate that. Put a name and a face on it, okay?
That's right. No number. He's standing on it.
Standing on it. So far, he's got me. But then he writes, empty seats don't look good on camera.
Not wrong.
The final horse has crossed the finish line. No, it's not wrong, but it's quite possibly the most obvious fucking thing a human being could say. And I'm assuming because he didn't write it, so I have to assume that he is saying that in a response to what I said, which was, I don't think WWE really cares if they sell all the seats, so long as they sell all of the high-priced seats.
For sure.
Which, for the record, he says empty seats don't look good on camera, which we all know is absolutely true. But Edgar, the reason why they want to make the money as opposed to fill the seats is because, if you have empty seats, you don't have to film the empty seats. Go back and look at the Royal Rumble again. They did an amazing job of making sure that you didn't see how empty that place was. You still got glimpses of it. We saw it a couple times. I was in your house for that one. And you can kind of get the idea that it wasn't as full as one would think. But they're going to take selling all of the $1,000 seats over selling all of the $100 seats any day of the week. Any day of the week. It was an obvious thing.
Hell yes.
But I'm not going to be a dick about it today.
No.
You're on thin ice.
It's a good comment. It's just I I didn't really see the full clip, so I can't really defend them. It just seems like a misplaced comment, but it's a good comment.
It makes sense. It's just not specific to the conversation that he's responding to, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Pricing strategy, I think same video. It's the same video, but this time the commenter is yeet. Fans complain, but they don't run the business. Let him cook, son. Let him cook.
You know what? I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'm actually going to disagree with you. The fans absolutely run the business. However,
they don't run it. They fund it, baby. There's a difference.
Listen, they run the business.
Yeah?
They just don't run it the way they think they run it. Because all the bullshit we brought this up not too long ago. All the bullshit people say they don't like, it's here for a reason. It makes money. So yeah, the fans are. You're right. The fans are funding it. Whatever you don't like, if you see it on the screen, it's there because it's making money. So, sick comment. This is a good one.
Hell yes.
He's in.
Love this
He's
one.
in. All right. We did our level of excitement for Punk versus Reigns. That's what I labeled it, but I think there were a few more matches in there than just Punk and Reigns. But Joe Sabers, there's some missing vowels in there, I'm sure. Hot take: Liv and Stephanie has become the true main event of Mania. Now, here's the deal. I disagree heavily. However,
strongly, I think it's a terrible take. Hold on. But if he likes it, he likes it.
There you go. That's where I'm going with this. Okay. If this is how you feel, I am in no place to tell you that it's incorrect. However, disagree as I might, I still support everybody. Go ahead and say what you feel from the heart.
Hell yes.
Joe is in for sure. He's not sitting next to me on the bus, but he's on the bus. He's somewhere in the back with the special needs kids.
Listen, he went to the kitchen. He took the phone off the wall. He dialed the numbers. He put in the code. He put in his credit card. That green screen, blue screen turned into the actual live event. He paid for his pay-per-view, okay? So if that's what he enjoyed, listen, he paid for that. And
he paid like the rest of us. It is.
And that's it.
All right. So we move on to here. BTS in theaters. Oh, funny story.
Funny story time.
So we did a whole segment, me and Steph, on BTS. We're big BTS people here. We're in the army now. I don't know if anybody knows that out there. We're officially in. I'm sold. And so we did a whole thing on BTS, and I had made mention that the ticket sales and everything surrounding their comeback was so big, so huge, that they were putting the upcoming concert from their tour in the movie theaters, AMC movie theaters, along with other theater places, but more specifically in AMC movie theaters. And I say specifically because that's where we went to go watch the concert. We went to AMC movie theaters. Old jackwagon over here, Mr. XG Alfaz 2030. He writes, when they did their solo concerts, they put those in theaters too. So I don't think you know what you're talking about. So here's the thing about this. I was prepared to go into the comments and pretty much destroy this man, but I didn't have to. There was no need. Because here comes mom. FT mom states, settle down. He's someone being positive. He's praising them. Yes, mom. Thank you very much.
She's on your ass, boy.
She is on your ass, boy. You better get your shit together.
Goodness.
Now, you don't see the response here. I responded to mom and I wrote, yeah, he's not Army because Army doesn't spread negativity like this on the internet. Okay? This is negativity. And it's also incorrect. What he said was when they did their solo concerts, they put those in theaters too. Now, I wasn't sure if that was true or not because I hadn't heard anything about the solo stuff. So we went
into research.
So we went and did the research, and he's correct. There were a few members that did have solo projects that made it to the movie theaters. But here's where Jack Wagon is completely incorrect about just about everything on this response. I wasn't talking about solo projects. I was talking about BTS because they're the group that got back together. Now he's in the group. Jungkook's in the group. He had one. Suga had one. They're all in the group. And while factually it is true their single stuff didn't go to theaters, I wasn't talking about the single stuff. I was talking about the album. If we're going to have a conversation about sharks fucking, and I say one shark farts this way and the other shark receives the shark dick this way, and you go, you know what? Fresh cut grass smells good. You're right, but it doesn't have shit to do with what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the solo fucking projects. I'm talking about BTS and their fucking success as a group going into the fucking movie theaters. What the fuck are we talking about? See how little this is, and this is why I like doing segments like this. People take a little thing and they try to stretch it over the overall point when it's not the overall point. You picked one little thing that's correct and pushed it so hard because you just wanted to be right so goddamn bad. And in the end, you worked so hard to still be so goddamn wrong, but it's hilarious. We weren't talking about the solo stuff. We weren't doing a rundown of the history of fucking BTS. We were talking about upcoming projects for BTS, which was the movie theater. So, you know what? I'm going to hit him.
Ew.
And then
Ew.
2, because that was a doo-doo, because that was a doo-doo comment. Followed by my fucking hero, Mom, coming through. Thank you, Mom. These were just some numbers that somebody ran through about the success of the tour, which is, listen, first of all, you're in, right?
Hell yes.
Man, they did the work.
They did the work. They ran the numbers for your bitch ass, okay? Gigi, does he realize how hard it is to get tickets to see them? I do, Gigi. I do. Hey, look. I do, Gigi. I do. That hurts. There we go. I did that for you, Gigi. This is also for you, Gigi.
Ew.
Get that shit out of here, Gigi. He realizes. Here we go. Sammy, 613. 4 million paid for live viewing for the first concert, which is 45 US. It rained like crazy. They opened up their tour with 3 days in their home country of South Korea, and the first day of their tour in an outdoor stadium, it was pouring rain. And they still did it, and they still killed it. And when we went to the movie theaters to see the concert, they sent the second day, which was much drier, to the movie theater, so we got to enjoy that. ICZ. Actually, hold on a second. Sammy, sorry.
Hell yes.
Yeah, you're in. Thanks a lot for that comment. I forgot about the rain thing. ICZ. This is what happens when you pave the way. I went to the movies and I'm going to the concert. It's BTS Army. He gets
Hell yes.
And then
Hell yes.
that's right. He gets a double. That's right. Army all day, baby. That's what we do here. Now, this is a kind of a similar situation as earlier. Made a comment and then for some whatever reason replied to himself. But it was a clip where I said Orton was saving the feud between him and Cody for WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And J59N goes, I think it kind of worked. Randy didn't have any heel heat. Cody was getting booed. They set up the phone call for the fans to think Randy was going to bring out a major star. In return, we got Pat. He's getting booed. Now Randy is truly a heel again. I don't like it, but I respect it because of the way a heel is supposed to work. Now, first and foremost,
hell yes.
He's in for a very coherent point. And I especially like the fact that he was willing to go with it. He didn't like it. He's being honest about that. This is a shit.
I know we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, to be a fan today, that's the way you have to think about it.
But we're here, right? Exactly. That he realizes that as a heel, you need to get booed. They just didn't want to boo Randy, so he understands they were trying something. He didn't like what they tried, but they tried something. So he'll give them the credit. Here's what it is. Two-Face on the AJ and Mrs. O go WrestleMania 42 ticket shopping. That was a clip from a segment where me and Steph talked about WrestleMania 42 and the ticket sales, and we literally pulled up Ticketmaster on the air and looked up ticket prices on the air, with his response being, his response was specific to a comment that I made where I gave a price for an upper deck seat that was like $220, $225, something like that. And he said, not true. It's 100 something. You have to use a code for 30% off. So the ticket price that I looked up on Ticketmaster live in the moment was incorrect because I didn't factor in the coupon. That's what it is. I didn't put in the discount code.
So I have a question.
Mania tickets. Go ahead.
What if I don't have the code?
Well, if you don't have the code, you can look at Two-Face and hear this.
Ew.
Because it's a duty response to have. Who the fuck's coming to Ticketmaster with the goddamn coupon code? What coupon code? What does Two-Face know that I don't? Or the rest of the civilized world, for that matter. The upper it's really 100 something if you put two billiard balls together and blow a wish from a birthday candle. And come on, dude. We were giving you the prices as it was. For Christ almighty. Ew. Done. Keepy Crunch. That place fixing to be empty. That's a comment from the same clip of us going ticket shopping. He said that place fixing to be empty. Dave, do you remember what the total seating attendance was for WrestleMania?
Oh, dude, fuck no. I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
It was over 100,000 people.
Okay.
Between two nights. I don't think that equates to empty. Now, this kind of arrogance from me.
Ew.
That's ill behavior. That's doo-doo behavior. I'm sorry. That's doo-doo behavior. You got to come. You can eloquently state that a little different. And that place fixing, I know where you're located, okay, buddy? Here we go. Yes, this is also a classic. On the clip of CM Punk bringing back his classic ROH theme, I had made some throwaway comment about not being surprised it didn't get a large reaction because I don't know how many people in that building was even alive when he used it. And that was a throwaway comment because he hadn't used that theme for about 20 years, right? So here's Regular Joe. Regular Joe states, most of the people in the building weren't alive. Brother, majority of the Mania 42 crowd was easily 30 and over. I was there. LOL. Thank God that Joe was there. Because here I am, being frivolous with my verbiage, just throwing random garbage out for the internet and defacing myself, to be honest with you. But then here comes Regular Joe to put me back on my game, put me back on my toes and correct me. Because if there's anybody I should trust, it's the guy who's on social media commenting me to let me know. He ran the numbers. He was at the gate and made entirely sure that all 100,000 people
he's got
that
the
came
data
through that turnstile was safely averaged to be over the age of 30 throughout the course of that event. He was there. You looking at the comment right there. He was there. He knows for a fact. He walked through every section, every bathroom, every bar, every in-building store. He was there. He ran the consensus. I don't even know if he saw the show. It took forever to run the consensus and make sure the averages were there. And for the record, he stated that they were minimum 30. And 30 years ago would have been 1996, which means that when Punk started using the theme, the individual in question would have been 6 years old. So I don't know how many people in that building remember AFI's Misery Cantera when they were 6. But if they do, that would explain why I heard a minimal amount of response for the fucking song. Because even if they were 30 and above, If they didn't pop for the song, it's because they didn't know it. So it almost seems like even if they were old enough to remember, they didn't fucking know what it was. Did it, Joe? So here we go. I'm sorry to do it to you, brother.
Ew.
That's ill-like behavior, my guy. Okay?
You have
Even
potential.
regular-
Though. You have potential.
I love the fire, brother. But as I tell my son every single day of his life, if you're going to be that active about a subject, you better be right.
Mm.
You better be right. Fighting my euphemism over just some. I'll admit, it was just a random comment that I threw just to extrapolate and make it funny. But Joe decided to meet. He said, hold my beer. I could also extrapolate for no goddamn reason. Shorter matches were a blessing at WrestleMania 42. That was kind of a back and forth comment between us. And I had said at the beginning of the clip that I didn't mind the time. No sense in us dragging ass through these matches. Let's just get to where we're going. The Kirby T states, no one is saying drag ass. We're saying cut down on the 10 minutes of commercials between segments and give that to the wrestlers. Now, I don't like the fact that he repeated my verbiage against me because it puts me on the defense. As soon as I start reading this, I think he's trying to be a dickhead. But the comment itself, if you eliminate the drag ass part and just look at his comment for what it is, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. He's saying that that's what he would have preferred. He would have preferred shaving down some of that commercial time, giving it to the matches so they can have some longer, fuller feeling matches. I get it. I 100% understand. But I think it goes to the conversation that you and I were having last week when we were talking about this. Match time is not on the list of fucking priorities of TKO. If they hear you pitch that, they will shave more time off the matches and give it to commercial ads just to spite you. Because in their world, the commercials are more important than the match times. They don't give a shit about the matches.
How about this? How about instead of asking them to give you the wrestling back for the fans, how about every single time? Because am I incorrect in thinking that ratings or views is a live number, right? You have to have X amount of views during some type of commercial sponsorship for it to count.
Well,
So
live is a little confusing because the rating is effective in terms of live, in terms of when it airs. So you could pre-tape something and then air it on television, and you'll measure the rating off of the viewing of that pre-tape. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Saying.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna, for this context specifically, this is a live event. You are correct in what you are saying, but to my point, this is a live event. So how about instead of you wanting them to give that to you, we all, or those who hate this, all as a unit, the moment the match goes to a commercial, turn it off. Wait 10 minutes, turn it back on. And if enough people do it, then you can send a message. Because this is the exact point I made a little bit earlier ago about how the fans run the company. It's just not running the way that they like. Because, yes, that sounds like a ridiculous comment, but it's all the reason why they're able to say fuck you and do what they want to do, because at the end of the day, it's not TV anymore, right? You're not going to change. You're not going to, remember back in the day, commercial? Especially if there was like two shows you liked on TV at the same time. As soon as one hit commercial, you switch to the other one, right? They don't do that. You don't do that no more. You're watching those commercials, whether you like it or not. And at the end of the day, until everyone turns their shit off and then turn it back on when the match comes on, right? This will forever happen. And that's just the way it's going to be.
That's just the way it is. So is he? What do you think? Is he in or not?
I don't think it's anything egregious.
He didn't mock you. That's why you don't find anything egregious about it. But
Hell yes.
I don't think he mocked you either. He's basically just saying
He's
we want less. Yeah, he wants less commercials, more wrestling, and that's what I'm saying. He's not saying
that
anything.
part is nothing wrong
egregious.
with. Yeah, that part nothing wrong with that. I can
There's
see
nothing
what
wrong.
he's
I
saying.
don't think there's anything wrong with anything he's saying. The
I
problem
don't think there is
that
either.
the
He
problem
opened with
is-
that wise ass comment. That's what it is.
the problem is the ideology of it as a whole. Like, my question to you is, when you're sitting there watching and you go, man, these stupid ass fucking commercials, are they still playing on your television? Because at
No.
this point, you're like, what are you arguing? You're
Yeah.
staring at. Now, to you, you think that you're disconnecting from it because you take out your phone, right? You're like, oh, fuck this. So you just take out your phone, play a little game on your phone, or text someone real quick. But the advertisement is still being viewed, which means they're still going to get their bag, which means it's going to only get worse. So get used to your 4 matches and your fucking 3 hours of commercials. Maybe they'll show you something you like. You can fucking buy it. We here now, boys.
Shorter matches were a blessing at WrestleMania 42. This is your clip where you were stating that you didn't mind it so much, that some of the matches were a little shorter, but then you also emphasize how some of the more the matches that were supposed to be longer or were bigger and more important matches got their appropriate time. Well, the Joe Bragg chimes in. Go back 20 years, WrestleMania 22, 12 matches, 8 were less than 10 minutes, only 1 was over 20 minutes. Ooh! It's almost as if this isn't new. No, Joe Bragg is definitely bringing up some interesting shit here in terms of this is what I think is the ultimate problem, because this is a great point. If you go back to the earlier Manias, there were definitely some matches that were shorter than you remember. You just weren't paying attention to the match times back then.
Every Ultimate Warrior match.
Yeah, exactly. And as an example, right? But remember, I told you before we watched, well, not before we watched, but before we did the live, that I was doing WrestleMania 1 all the way to the end leading up to this year's WrestleMania. So I got to watch a lot of 80s, 90s, 2000s WrestleManias. And I was amazed on how much shit I did not remember for some of those shows. And it did not dawn on me until after we watched the current one, how short some of those matches were. And this is a good point that he brings up here. And if just for a second, if I can go ahead, because I would love to actually I'd like to proofread that for just a second, because I think he may be onto something even bigger right here. So the match results. So yeah, so he's right. 12 matches. And I'm not going to include the pre-show. So it's technically kind of 11 matches. But even if you did all 12, I'm going to go in order. I'm just going to give you times. 6 minutes. So it's 6:09, 6:42, 12:14, 9:48, 14:36. The Boogeyman and Booker T, 3 minutes, 43 seconds. 8:40, 8:48, 9:23. Shawn Michaels and Mr. McMahon, 18 minutes. Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, and Randy Orton, a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title, 9 minutes. Tori Wilson, Candice Michelle, 4 minutes. John Cena, Triple H, 22 minutes. 22 minutes was the longest match of the night. Shawn Michaels and McMahon was 18 minutes. Edge and Mick Foley in the street fight was 14 minutes. And the Money in the Bank ladder match was 12. Everybody else, 12 matches, 8 were under 10 minutes. It's not new. It's not new. It's just you've just been conditioned to think at this point that these matches should be longer. Longer matches equal better quality. And that's not true. That's my issue with the short matches at WrestleMania, because they're doing short matches with the new formula, and those matches are
ew.
The new matches are ew, because they don't. And back in those days, and I'm starting to love that phrase now. But like, for instance, The Undertaker and Mark Henry had a 9-minute casket match. Mickie James and Trish Stratus is a match that people still talk about to this day. It was 8 minutes. Bradshaw and Chris Benoit for the United States Championship. JBL and Benoit for the U.S. title. 9 minutes. It's not the amount of time your match has. It's what you do with the time that you have. That's my problem with it. If these matches would have been better, no one would have cared about the match times. Just saying. Joe Bragg, I don't think I did it, but just in case,
Hell yes.
you did the fucking homework. You're in, brother. You're in. This is cool. This is one of the last ones we got here. Suplex. Now, are you familiar with this guy?
No.
Okay, he's like an I Show Speed, but for wrestling, right? Like he's a big social media wrestling guy. He goes to all shows. He does a lot of recordings with people. It's really cool. He commented on one of the videos. It was the video with Paige returns at 33, still young, dangerous, and ready to run in WWE. I had made the point that even though she was here, left, gone, did all this bullshit, now she's back and she's still only 33. Suplex goes, yeah. People forget Paige was 21 when she beat AJ Lee. She smelled success at a super young age and is only 33 now. She could realistically retire at 35 if she wanted and had a very established career. Suplex.
Hell yes.
You are obviously in the squad of O. I hope to meet you one day. We should do something together, not for nothing. But I'm not going to take this opportunity to plug. My name is not Joe.
Yeah, you glazing.
Yeah. I am not Joe Pombo. We will move on from that. But no, he's got a. I didn't think about it in that because I responded to this by saying, I am curious because even though she's 33, and yeah, she's been around for a while, she experienced success young. That age actually, I feel like works in her favor. I would love to see how an already talented but now more experienced and wiser Paige could work matches with the talent of today. I am curious. But he made a very valid point in the sense that if she was to retire 2 years from now, she'd have a very established career. That's not the conversation for now. But would she be Hall of Fame worthy now?
Oh,
based on some of the shit she did.
Whoa.
She's got a lot of credentials. And she did it in an era where there wasn't a lot of credentials to get. Now she could be a World Rumble winner. Now
we went over this, which is why that looks better than that's why we just talked about that, where that is kind of glorified based on what you literally just said. So we will see. Let her have a fucking match.
Well, we might not get to it because Nia's already trying to take her out. Did you see that clip? She busted her open with a microphone.
What the fuck was that?
This just happened. What was it? SmackDown. Yeah, I think it was SmackDown. They got confronted by Lash Legend or whatever.
Like a third of the way through, dude.
If they want her to stay healthy, they got to keep her away from Mount Nia. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole issue. What was this? Oh, old school pay-per-views had 0 ads, and the fans missed those days. That was a clip that we had. Arturo Chavez. Also, not ever 2 weeks. Also, better stages and promo videos. My brain hurts even more reading that shit out loud. But I love this guy.
Also, not ever 2 weeks. Also, better
stages and promo videos. And you know what?
Dyslexia is on fire.
And you know what?
Hell yes.
Arturo, you're definitely in because we need more people like you on the front line. You'll be a part of You'll be a part of Operation Human Shield when we go against TKO. We need more people like that.
Got a job for them.
So that's the social media comments. Real quick before we go, we mentioned BTS earlier, and I love it, by the way, when my worlds blend. I love it when they blend because currently BTS is in Mexico for that leg of the North American tour. And someone thought it'd be a great idea since they were in Mexico to go check out a little Lucha Libre. So the boys from BTS headed over to CMLL and caught themselves a luchador extravaganza. By the way, CMLL has been running in the same building for like the last 30 years. They own that building. That is pro wrestling capital for that section of Mexico. It's a cathedral. It is holy ground for wrestling in Mexico. I have the Oculus at home. On the Oculus, they allowed people to take pictures. I've been in the building on my Oculus. I got a chance to look around and stuff. It's really cool. It's a bucket list thing for me, for sure. And BTS got to go, and they had quite the good time. They were given masks, and they got to sit front row, and Mystico came out with a BTS jacket. They took bumps, like right in front of them, like over the rail, and they were in their laps. It was hilarious. And in true BTS form, they took the culture with them back to their show. This is a clip of them, a picture of them on stage opening up their show with Hooligan and their dancers all wearing the luchador mask. The Mexican people ate it up. Of course they did. Who wouldn't want to see BTS in luchador masks? I know this guy does.
It's a crazy world, man. You got BTS performing in Mexico. It's like, that shit is
Did you hear they over the course of 3 days they said that the 3 shows altogether they sold like 130,000 tickets sold out, but people came to the building who were not able to get in because they couldn't either afford it or they was just sold out. So they came to the building just to listen on the outside. They had like 40,000 more outside. And then Jung Kook, one of the members of BTS, he's addressing the crowd. He goes, I hear there's even more army outside the building. And they go cheer. He goes, is there a bigger stadium than this in Mexico? And they were like, yeah, there is. He goes, I think we should do that one next. They were like, yeah, come back and do that one again. It's insane. This tour is bananas. And I got a copy of it. I can't wait to watch it again because I could watch this shit all day. Like whatchamacallit, Steve Rogers. So we are off the social media kick. This has been saving my life. I'm gonna be honest with you. I took these glasses off for 1 second to talk to Gigi, and I can't stop seeing colors. So we're not gonna do that again. We're gonna keep these on for the remainder of the show.
I can give you